Training with the bodybuilding and mobile functionality hammer is based on 5 essential movements. In this video, we're going to talk about one.
Welcome everybody. This is the first video in 5 of your 5 essential movements series. I'm going to introduce you to 2 people today. This is Cookie. Hey. Yep. Cookie's been working with his hammer for about, what, 6 months? 6 months, something like that. And we're going to be talking about one of the base movements. This is a place from which a lot of other training is going to come. We're going to be talking about the swing. If you've done kettlebell work, you're going to be in good shape. If you haven't, I want you to think about this. This movement is a hip hinge. So if Cookie puts his hands on his hips and then shoots his butt back, boom, okay, hinge. From here, he can fall all the way over and then stand all the way up. And what we're looking at is his glutes and his hamstrings are really what's in charge of this, okay? He's gonna go right into some swings, and we're gonna talk about the finer points of this moving forward. All right, pausing right here. What we're looking for is a tall spine from here. We want the shoulders packed back, so he's trying to retract that shoulder blade. And we're looking for a straight line from his shoulder through his wrist into the hammer, okay? And if I'm being real nitpicky, I'm not gonna let him put his hand on his quad. There we go. From here, he's gonna stand up, hike the hammer behind himself, and squeeze his butt as hard as he can, right? Your glutes are what really drives this movement. If your shoulder's in charge, what you'll see is this shrug. This is bad, no bueno, okay? So we should be able to keep the shoulder packed down. And when he's on the top of the movement, his glutes are squeezed, his quads are squeezed, and his abs are squeezed tight. Go ahead and switch hands. Nice, okay? That hand switch is more advanced. You're gonna get to that towards the end of the 12 weeks. Go ahead and rest. Let's talk about what you're gonna do at the beginning of the 12 weeks if you've never done kettlebell swings before. We're just gonna take this one swing at a time. So Cookie's gonna go down, he's gonna grab his hammer, he's gonna stand up, hike it behind him, big swing up, then return the hammer to the ground, all right? Taking one movement at a time. You can go all the reps with one hand, or you can alternate them, easy peasy. If you don't feel, your hamstrings and your glutes stretching in the bottom of the movement, you wanna get a little bit more folded over. And if you don't feel like you've got buns of steel on top, like, man, my butt probably looks really good right now, yeah. We're not quite getting the full muscular contraction that we're looking for, okay? So that's stage 1. Let's deal with some interesting outliers. Here's a comment that I get a lot. What if you're too short to use the hammer? Well, I've got an example of too short. This is the shortest person that I train with on the regular. This is Pat. See how short he is? He's so whittle. Okay, but the important thing to remember is this. If you can grab the handle of the hammer and stand up and have it clear the ground by more than an inch, you're not too short to do this as long as you have good form. That's another reason why Pat's useful, is because his form sucks, and we're gonna fix it on camera. It's gonna be fantastic. But to start with, Pat, just grab the handle, pick it up, all right? Boom. We've got plenty of room here, okay? So as I swing the hammer, and the hammer swings back and forward. There we go, all right? Hammer not touching the ground, okay? So if we add the form that we had with Cookie a minute ago, and if push comes to shove and we notice there's a lot of scuffing on the ground, Pat's just gonna choke up on this hammer. So he's gonna do the same thing Cookie did. He's gonna shoot his hips back, reach out, grab the hammer, soft knees, okay? Tilt the hammer towards you. Now, as he stands up, he's gonna hike the hammer between his legs, go hike and glute squeeze. Keep your heels down. Nice, all the way up, and up, and up. Okay, so there's a little scuff there, and you notice Pat made a good adjustment. Keep coming, let's get a little higher. Up, glute squeeze, up, there we go. Huzzah! You're doing it, Pat! Switch hands. Relax. So Pat's super new at this movement. I wanted him to be the one to do this because he's not really comfortable with it, and that was a pretty great rep to be getting going with going forward. So if Pat had just bought a hammer, we would have him starting with a single swing, going right back to start. Okay, you saw Cookie do this. He's going to start in good position, hike, swing, put the hammer right back in front of his body. Pat. Here we go. Get a little bit lower on the handle. A little bit lower. Good. Hike. Swing. Return. And put it back in front. That's a great place to be getting started. Switch hands, do the same thing again. Hike. Glute squeeze. Catch. And put back. All right? Thanks, Pat. If that's where you're starting, it's perfect. All right? What Pat would do if he just got his hammer, was just starting his program, is he would film himself from the side, film himself from the front, and take notes about how his movements might differentiate from, let's say, Cookie's movement or any of the other stuff that you'd find online. Make notes and start to make those little tweaks, all right? That is the video series for the swing. I hope you enjoyed what Cookie did. I hope you laughed at what Pat did. I know we're gonna laugh about it later. You wanna like do a backflip to redeem yourself or something? He's really talented. Like I can't do that at all. But there you go. So that's the swing. We look forward to seeing you with you. Wow, that was terrible. We look forward to seeing you on the next movement video series. Man, that was an awful outro.